to be a part of your legacy, Ray. And you know, Chris, your dad and my dad are actually very similar in a lot of ways. Both of their names are Ray. And they both have the same sense of that classic dad joke humor. And both of them, unfortunately, have had to endure a lot of difficult times in their upbringing. Both of our fathers lived in a reality of perpetual abuse and abandonment and neglect. My dad has told me stories of his life that sound like they came straight out of a horror film. And, you know, things that no child should have to endure. And I know that Ray's had similar experiences. But when I think about where our dads are in life now, I'm reminded of one of my favorite movies, Back to the Future. And in the second one, there's the scientist Doc, and he takes his friend Marty to the future. And while they're there, Biff, the bad guy, steals the time machine, and he goes back into the past and gives his younger self this sports almanac that has like all the results of every sporting event for the next 60 years. And he tells his younger self, always bet on the winning team and make me rich. And so he goes back to the future, and then Marty and Doc go back to their present, but it's not the present that they remember anymore. It's an altered reality. And in this altered reality, Biff is a millionaire, and he's run over the town, and it's all corrupted and evil. And Doc tries to explain this to Marty, and I have my lovely Vanna White assistant today. and he draws a line, and he says, "This is reality as we know it." And at some point, Biff went into the past, and he created a skewed, alternate reality. And likewise, I know that our dads, this is kind of like their story, only in a better way. This was their reality. And because of their upbringing, their reality created a future that should look a certain way. If you were to predict what their future would look like, it might be something like this. They should have been drug-abusing alcoholics. They should have been divorced from their wives today. They should have been abusive parents. They should be living in poverty. And the list goes on and on from there. But at some point in each of their lives, God intervened. And God created for them an alternate reality. And they live up here now. And they don't live in this reality anymore. They live in this alternate reality. And in that reality, Jesus is Lord. In this new reality, our fathers experienced genuine, unconditional love, something they probably never had before. They understood who God was and what his power could do in their lives, and it changed them. He healed them of their emotional scars, and he made them whole. They didn't need drugs or alcohol anymore. God taught them how to be the loving husbands and fathers that he called them to be. And he blessed them with wisdom and with prosperity. But you know, the best part is that I was born in this reality. Chris and his sisters and my brother, we live up here. We don't know what it's like to live there. We don't know what it's like to be abused or feel unloved. We don't know what it's like to live a life of sadness and sorrow all the time. We live up here. We live in a reality where Jesus reigns. We have an understanding that our fathers had to learn. And our dads, they won battles that we will never have to fight because of what they did. And I think that that's what legacy is all about. I think that legacy is not about making a name for yourself or being remembered for all of time. I think that a true legacy is changing the course of history. And it not only affects you, but it affects your future and the people in your future. So I encourage you, no matter what's in your past, no matter what you're going through right now, even if you already live up here, allow God to elevate you to a higher reality, to his kingdom reality. Allow him to change you and teach you how to live a better life. And you can do that by everything Chris is explaining. It's through your obedience that not only will change your life, but your future's life. And future generations are on the other side of your willingness to let God change you. And when we submit to Christ, he can start a legacy in all of us.
Amen. Amen.